Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another Jurassic World Evolution 2 video. It's no surprise that Jurassic World Evolution 2 is very much an imperfect game, with all of us really wanting something and feeling like the game is a puzzle with a fair few missing pieces. But today we're not here to talk about why Jurassic World Evolution 2 isn't maybe the game that we'd all wanted it to be. Instead, I want to talk about one of the most heavily requested DLCs for Jurassic World Evolution 2, and that is the Malta Black Market DLC expansion, as well as the fact that it might actually be coming a lot sooner than we initially thought. But with that being said, if you do go on to enjoy today's video, please do consider liking and subscribing. Really trying to push for 2k at the minute, so your support is greatly appreciated. And if you can smash 20 likes on today's video, that'd be awesome. I've not been too consistent lately, so expectations aren't too high, but you know, support is appreciated nonetheless. However, on that note, let's get into the video. So I'm sure there's hundreds of different theories and ideas for a potential Malta DLC out there, and odds are, because you've read or seen one of them, you've clicked on this video. So just in case you haven't, seen anything regarding this DLC, I'll just quickly cover the basic premise of what the community really wants for it. So first and foremost, the missing dinosaurs from Dominion. So off the top of my head, these are the Morris Intrepidus, Microceratus, Lysosaurus Oviraptor, and of course the Atrociraptors. So this DLC has been incredibly heavily requested because frankly it should have been a part of the Dominion BIOS expansion, which it just wasn't for some unknown reason, and we're really holding on to the slimmest of hopes for this DLC to come because, it's extremely 50-50 as to really if we'll ever get anything of the sorts. Now, in my personal opinion, I think that we should absolutely get this DLC because, frankly, if you can add the Scorpius Rex, you can add dinosaurs that are actually in the movies. And just for clarity, I haven't gone into a full in-depth breakdown as to why, or rather as to what we'll get in this potential Malta DLC, just because there's so many theories out there, and this video isn't necessarily a DLC video, it's just sort of speculation because we are actually meant to get a DLC this month. So just to put a bit of an emphasis on that, a few months back there was a sort of leak of sorts that basically said we'll get one more DLC this year and it's coming in December. Now, I have searched long and hard for this screenshot, but frankly I can't find it, but it's 100% out there in one of my old DLC videos, so you will unfortunately just have to take my word for it. But yeah, we are 100% meant to get something in September. How reliable the source is, I don't really know, so do take it with a pretty big pinch of salt. However, when it comes to Frontier, we haven't received much content lately, so with content being scarce for Jurassic World Evolution 2, I think it makes perfect sense for us to get a DLC this month. And generally speaking, knowing Frontier, they're very big on sort of listening to their community, as I mention all the time. So the reason why I've, sort of assumed that we'll get the Malta DLC as a result of this is because it's probably one of the most requested DLCs ever for Jurassic World Evolution 2. That is probably quite a hot take considering the demand for stuff like a marine reptile pack is certainly up there, but this is just going off of what I've seen on Twitter, so take it as you will, I guess. But yeah, with regards to what DLC we could be seeing this month, I really don't know, to be honest with you. I am just making a video because it's September and the leak was a few months back and they said it'd be September. As of recording, it's the 7th of September and I've had, frankly, no news, hints or anything, and I just thought it would be quite nice to come back to this supposed leak. Content has been incredibly dry for Jurassic World Evolution 2 lately, as I'm sure you'll know, so, I feel it makes sense that we get a DLC this month. The general trend at the minute is we get a DLC every 3 or so months, and the last DLC was in, June, I believe, and this is roughly 3 months on from then. And that's been the general theme of Jurassic World Evolution 2, so it would make sense. I'm certainly taking a massive stab in the dark with saying it's the Malta DLC, however, to be frank with you, I wouldn't be surprised. It's not like they're going to give it to us next year. I mean, they could, but it just seems a bit off considering that that's 1 year on from when Dominion actually came out. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just like one of the random era DLCs they do, for example, like a Triassic DLC. And that's just down to the fact that we've had 2 relatively major DLCs lately that were both off, canological stuff. I know there's people out there that want like a novel DLC and stuff like that, but I feel, it's, as I say, a stab in the dark of saying it's the Malta DLC, but again, I feel this is as good a time as ever to do it, and I don't really think there'll be much of an opportunity so much so in the future. But with that being said, that does bring us to the end of today's video. I'm sorry it was a bit short. I honestly don't have much news for you. Jurassic World Evolution 2 news has been extremely quiet as of late, as I'm sure you know, so I'm just trying to give you the best of what I can, really. As I said at the beginning, 20 likes would be absolutely awesome on today's video, and if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing for the latest Jurassic World Evolution 2 content. But with that being said, thanks for watching, and I do hope to catch you in the next one.